Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFote.com. With your hosts, Diana Might, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Rogio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne. Wow. Is it Speed Scene Live time again? Hey, welcome everybody. Glad you could join us around the planet. I am Bruce Barker. I was going to work in some sort of around the planet thing there, but no, that was my younger, chubbier days. Hey, on the show tonight is Alex Rogio.
Oh, this is fun already.
Oh, it's out of control already. Alex, the car girl, is going to tell us a whole bunch of, man, you're doing some roundy round action. We're going to find out about that.
I was.
All right, Hot Rod Bob Beck is in the studio tonight. And Bob, I know you've got some great stuff coming up.
We've got some great stuff, yes.
That's right, right. And in fact, can you give us just a little taste, maybe initials of somebody coming up? Uh-huh. See, there you go. Let's see, U-H. Who could that be?
I don't know. Yeah. Well, we're going to be talking about going straight. We're going to be talking about going around corners, too.
Man, well, it's that kind of night. Here's a car that I don't think this car exists anymore, what we're seeing
Nitro
right now.
Yeah, Nitro Apes were a current car that we see at Famoso.
I was thinking of the Ed Heisty car. Hey, you know what? Welcome to the show. Lucky Hudson, by the way, we should let you know he is going to be at the New England Dragway in Epping, New Hampshire this weekend for the NHRA New England Hot Rod Reunion. Yes. Bob, that's one of three, right?
One of three this year, yeah.
Yeah, boy, there's going to be some fine vehicles on the tarmac.
You know what? And last I heard, they were just about sold out. Everyone is going there. It's the first Hot Rod reunion on the East Coast.
Ever?
Really?
Ever.
Dang.
Well, see, Steve Gibson started out, it was going to only be done once at Famoso Raceway. 22 years later, we now have three.
Wow.
You'd think, being on the East Coast where racing is so popular, much more than it is here, that they would have more than one hot rod.
Yeah, and those guys squeeze their racing into a smaller window than we do. We race all year round out here on the left coast.
Maybe that's just what our problem is we feel we can slack, therefore we do.
We got cruise. We have car shows all year round. We cruise nights all year round. The East Coast, their cars go in the garage and they start working on them in the wintertime.
Yeah, or if they're cars I've purchased on eBay from the East Coast, they're cars that never went into the garage.
No,
it's full of rust.
Yeah, on the floor.
Yeah, in your case, it's in rust we trust.
That's right. Oh man, I salute that red stuff, and then pull out the 3-inch grinding wheel. Mm-hmm. Hey, so all that's coming up. By the way, Diana Might's out on assignment tonight. Bryant Layton has got a special report tonight. It's the Off-Road Report sponsored by Gibson Performance Exhaust, and Bryant's going to be talking with a guy. You will not believe some of the video we got coming up. So all that's happening. Speaking of video, Alex, I know you've got some as well, but you were in the last few days doing something you never do, like taking a steering wheel and actually pulling
Turning
one way or the other.
Intentionally.
Yeah. What was going on?
Yeah, I participated in the LA racing experience at Irwindale Speedway, and it was an absolute blast. Here's some photos of the day, and we've got a video coming up, but it was just so different than I'm used to. The cars have 450 to 500 horsepower, but they only weigh 2,500 pounds. So the throttle response is instant.
Sure.
There's my goofy face getting ready to start up.
Hey, well, you guys, what day was this, by the way?
This was 2 weeks ago, Thursday.
So it would have still been close to 100 degrees on the track?
Oh, it was hot. It was really hot. I came out, my face was full of sweat. It was hot in that car, but it didn't stop me from having an awesome time. And here's a photo. What's really interesting is that they give you earbuds, and you have a spotter. So you have someone, eyes in the sky, that can tell you, okay, your turn to pass. It really is like a real racing experience. This is no kiddie show up, go-kart, go around the race thing. It's an experience, and it's invigorating.
Real deal NASCAR cars. They race them, and a couple of the guys that actually teach the course race at Irwindale on a regular basis.
Okay, so what's the distance around the Irwindale track?
It's a half mile.
Okay,
right, Bob?
I think it's a fifth mile.
Huh?
Really? Are you sure?
No.
It will not be smaller than.
Wow, so
it could be the fastest half mile on the West Coast.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
These really are the real machines, aren't they?
Yeah, they're super late model cars. They're the ones that they race on Saturday nights.
Saturday nights, about twice a month.
Right. There's me. I'm number 17.
Now, what's it like? Obviously, you and we do have some video coming up, but you experienced, in this case, not just getting into a car and 10 seconds later you're at the other end of the track, but these things, you're going for a while.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, if you're not comfortable in the car when you start out, forget about getting comfortable, because there's no time. No. You have to just accept the way things are and roll with it for the next several minutes, because otherwise you're going to be thinking about it. You just have to put everything else out of your head and just focus on what you're doing intensely for the next couple minutes. It's so different from drag racing, but I loved it. I mean, there was it's a real track with banked corners. I think it's 13 degrees, I remember hearing. I mean, they tell you follow your line. There's 4 people on the track at the same time. You do real passing.
That's got to be strange.
It's crazy.
Well, unlike some of the other classes that you take like this, at some of the other speedways where they say, no, you can't pass, you stay right where you are, stay behind the pace car. This is not the case with LA Racing.
No, and in some cases they even have an instructor next to you in the car, and that's totally not the case. I mean, there's about an hour of instruction before the class start, before you actually get into the car, them telling you, this is the procedure, this is how it's going to work, and they say, you know what, do what you're comfortable with. It's all about what your skill set is and how comfortable you feel. And of course they let you get time in the car doing caution laps before they tell you full speed. And you floor it on the straightaways. It's real.
It's a trip. I took both my sons to it. The 3 of us, my 2 sons and I, went through the class as well a couple of years ago. And I'll tell you what, it is intense. They are race cars. They're not detuned. There's nothing holding you back except you and the wall on the outside of you. But, and it's not forgiving. But I haven't seen anyone hit it, although I'll tell you what, working at Irwindale, that class is going on some of the nights when we're having drag racing, and occasionally we do get the call that someone has gotten the stripe.
But they mentioned that when we were there. I mean, it's always a possibility that it's what they said was, it's not about how well it's about getting too greedy with throttle. That's what happens when you hit the wall. That's what causes hitting the wall. And it's not about not knowing how to take the turn, or, I mean, obviously if you just drive straight, you'll hit the wall. But
yes, if you use your drag racing experience, it doesn't work on the oval.
No. Darn! Why not?
Yes, that's the thing you've got to learn to do when you're doing this. Is you can skid with both front and rear tires. When you're drag racing, you're spinning the tires in the rear. You can pedal it and get traction. On a car that's turning, you can pedal it too, but you're also pushing or wagging the tail. So you've got a whole different set of skill sets needed.
So we've got video, don't we?
I think let's show them the video.
All right, let's take a look. Speed Scene Live.
Hello, I'm Doug, and welcome to the LA Racing Experience. Today, all drivers are going to be driving our super late model stock cars. These cars produce between 450 and 500 horsepower to the rear wheels. The car only weighs 2,500 pounds, and guess what? We're going to let you pass people on track. Come on into class with me, and I'll show you what we're going to do today. 3 and turn 4. Looks like 2 turns to you, but in racing, it's considered 4 turns. On this particular track, turns 1 and 2 is a much wider, sweeping radius turn.
Can I have my iPass?
Number 17 car, hand up the window if you got me. All right, thank you.
Well, how was it?
It was awesome.
How long did it take you to get used to?
I think it took about 4 to 5 laps to get used to giving it wide open throttle through the straightaways and finding my line through the... I mean, there was a couple times where I got a little bit lost and couldn't quite find the line.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and I remember them telling me, like, that was a bad entry, you know, you need to find the line better. And,
Now, generally, it's a lot of fun. We put through 1,100 people. We're pretty busy.
yeah, that's great.
People discover that, we're a half hour away. Now, we do have night sessions. We run Saturday nights and some Wednesday nights. So if you think it's fun during the day, you got to come back.
It's
to
even more fun at night.
Yeah. Tracks and race conditions, cooler inside the car, the lights are on, you can see the
Makes you
exhaust
feel like
flames
you're a real
outside of a
race
car.
car.
So yeah, it is a lot of
Can I
fun.
come back and try
Oh,
the night
certainly.
class?
I want you to get that experience. Driving at night, again, is a lot of fun.
First, I want to thank you so much, Ozzy, for inviting me. I can't wait to tell everybody how awesome LA Racing Experience is. It makes you feel like you're Danica Patrick in my case, or Jeff Gordon or anybody else.
We just really enjoy having people out here. The look on their faces on cars, most of people's hands are shaking. You get all kinds of different reactions on our drivers. And we like the idea that, you could be at your house and in 2 hours you can be in a race car, driving a race car. Less than 1% of race fans will actually do it. The fact that you came out and did it, and the more you do it, the better off you are. More seat time, the faster you are.
So you have not just individuals, but you have groups that participate in this
Yeah, we do corporate events. We actually have a company coming down from Canada.
Really?
We've had a lot of companies come from Europe. They come out and they basically stock car driving to do blindfold driving, which is a team building activity. We have go-karts, so we have a lot of different things. The bigger the group, the more activities we do. But we give them that same driving experience. We have a private meeting. There's a meal that's included. So the corporate events are just on a grander scale, anywhere between 10 to 200 people. So our corporate events are really a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming out. You're going to come back soon,
Yes,
right? All
can't
right,
wait.
good.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Wow, I am impressed.
Yeah, that's, that video sums it up pretty well. And I, again, just want to thank everyone at Irwindale, LA Racing, Ozzy. I mean, as he mentioned, they do so many different events. They do events for corporate companies. They do, they had a couple that flew in from Rhode Island just to do this class when I was there.
Wow.
So it's a huge thing, and it's very centrally located. It's right in Irwindale. Close for people in LA, San Bernardino.
Did anybody within your group, did they realize, did they know, was the word put out that you're a race car driver, but a totally different kind of a race car?
Yeah, when we were in the the initial class, when we were sitting in the chairs before we went outside, I think somebody had mentioned that.
Oh,
I have
there's the
I
race
have
girl.
a car. Because I think I had mentioned to the instructor Doug that I race at Irwindale, just on the other side of the track at the.
I know that, it's so funny.
I just knocked a light over.
I'm sure it doesn't care. Yeah, that is funny because you're so used to getting on the 8th mile strip, just a short walk away.
Right. Yeah. Actually, the return road is just on the other side of the track. Is that right?
Right. Turn 2. Turn 3 of the oval is on the return road
of the drag strip.
and encroaches into the return road or the shutdown area of the drag strip.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
The shutdown area.
Okay, so let's see now. Both you guys have now gone through the runs at LA Racing.
Yes.
It's only, of the three of us here in the studio, I'm sensing one person who has not done this.
Only one?
Okay. Bruce, you need to.
Who are you looking at?
So, wait a minute. Out of the whole group that's on here, you're the only one that hasn't gotten behind the wheel during competition?
All I can claim is the Frank Hawley Drag Racing School, but I cannot claim LA Racing.
Okay, this is a totally different thing, but
Totally different.
it's equally as fun.
Yeah.
I'm going back. I'm not sure if you heard on the video, but I'm going back for a night class.
A night
and
class.
I think, Bruce, you totally have to come.
We ought to make it a speed scene night. Get the whole crew out there.
Yeah.
And then see who turns the best lap times.
I know Lucky's done it, so.
Yeah, Lucky's done it. We got to get Diana. I can do it again. I don't mind
for
it.
the first time.
See, I'm
It'll be
more
great.
outnumbered than
Yeah, so we'll just have to make it a speed scene night. Make it
that'd
a
be
big
great.
thing. And then in the next speed scene nationals can be left turns.
Left turns. Nice.
Encroaching on all these different types of racing.
Oh man, that's good. Oh, the future is so bright. I gotta wear shades. Hey, our first special guest, Bob, is already hanging on the line. Marcus Culbert is going to be with us in just a couple of minutes. This guy, you won't believe his story. Yeah, so that's coming up. We're going to take a real quick break. We'll be right back. There's tons more of Speed Scene Live coming up next.
For over half a century, Currie rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Currie lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Currie gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Currie expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Currie's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Currie Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies. And other underside parts, like correct link steering systems, keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Currie rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at CurrieEnterprises.com.
Hi, I'm Chad Head, and you're watching Speed Scene Live.
Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Currie Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, and TheFote.com.
All right, welcome back to Speed Scene Live. I'm Hot Rod Bob, and along with us tonight, we've got Alex the Car Girl Rogio.
Hey there.
And as always, the bountiful and bouncy Bruce Barker.
We were doing an animation thing earlier today in one of the TV studios for, it's these people who are sitting on top of a bottle. It's too long of a story to actually describe what's going on, but they all had to be sort of barely hanging on, so all these people are bouncing, and now you just said that.
That's funny.
See, you were peeking, Bob.
I was watching.
Yes.
I know everything. I see everything.
Hey, we've got a special guest on the line.
Yes, we do. All right, with us tonight, Marcus. How you doing, Marcus? Why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on with you?
I'm doing fantabulous, guys. How are you guys doing? Sound great.
All right, we're doing good, too. Now, you've got a goal in life, and you are a drag racer. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Have you? And are you trying? You're trying to go 6 seconds, if I remember.
No, in the fives.
In the fives now. All right, there we go.
Yes.
What kind of car do you drive?
Well, I'm going to be driving a top alcohol car, and then after I, God willing, set the world record as the fastest paraplegic in the world, the top alcohol funny car, I'll probably want to get into a pro modified.
Okay.
But right now, I don't have a car at the moment. I just sold a car at the moment because, thank God, I was just signed up by an agent, and the cars that I had no longer suit my purpose. So therefore, I'm going to be moving up in class and going a whole lot faster than what I was. But I was going in the mid-9s with my Chevy Malibus that I had. But now I'm going to run with the big boys. Now, you know how they say, run with the big dogs and stay on the porch, right?
Right. All right, now, you mentioned a moment ago, you are a paraplegic.
Yes, I am. I'm paralyzed from under my chest down. Most paraplegics are paralyzed from their waist down, and I'm paralyzed a lot higher from under my chest down. But I have full use of my upper extremities, and I drive with a hand control.
How long have you been driving?
I've been driving, wow. Well, I've been drag racing with the hand control since '93.
Oh, wow, okay.
And, drag racing since a kid, like most people. But I was paralyzed in 1992 in a motorcycle accident in Yokohama, Japan. That's how I got paralyzed.
Okay. Now, Yokohama, Japan, were you there with the military?
No, but you know what? I am a musician. I played music at nighttime and worked,
Okay.
and I was on my way to the base.
Oh,
And that's when I got hurt, and I had the accident. I T-boned the guy right in front of the hospital.
Oh, man.
Right in front. So the ambulance literally came up the driveway, opened the door, slid me on a wooden gurney, and went right back down the driveway. I landed on my head,
Oh.
and I fractured T5 and 6. That's right at your chest area.
Okay. Now we're showing your Malibu on screen right now. How quick were you running with that Malibu?
Well, I had two Malibus. The multicolored one, I was running 980s with
Okay.
a small block 366 with a 250 side of juice.
All right, we got that one showing up right now.
Yes.
And the red
And
one.
I was kind of consistent for what it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was, and I really loved that car. Matter of fact, I shouldn't have sold it. I should have kept it for sentimental value. But, you know, when you want to go faster, when it's time to move up, it's time to move up.
Yeah. Now, what class were you running with that Malibu?
Well, I ran in a bracket class, but I mainly raced for fun. You know, run with your brung. Whoever comes up next to you,
Yeah.
first one to the finish line wins.
Yeah, as long as you don't break out. So you were running, Super Pro?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yes. So it was a lot of fun. I had the car that was the first car I bought, and then I bought the small tire car, and then I had the Pat Musi motor in it, the 555, 832 horsepower, and a 350 shot of juice. I never got as much as I want out of that car as I wanted, but I went on and sold that one anyway.
All right, now it looks.
I want to go, at least in the 6 second range, the low 6 second range.
All right, so we're looking at a photo right now. You do the work on the cars as well, right?
Yes, I do the work on my car. If I can fix it, if I can reach it, I can fix it. But I got a few buddies to help me out, though.
Well, that's good. Who are they? Let's give them some credit for helping you.
Curtis Mosley, and I have a friend of mine named Johnny Roach, and the president of our club, his name is Crazy Jack. I don't know if you people, the fans out there, watch Car Warriors.
Yeah.
But the only Challenger built that was on Car Warriors, we won, and we're United Street Racers of Passaic, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And Crazy Jack helps me out all the time.
Passaic, you're from my part of the country. I'm a Bergen County
yes,
guy.
I am.
Yeah, I'm a Bergen County kid.
All right, well, I'm right here by the bridge.
All right. So you're looking to get into a 6 second car, a quicker car. You're going to go alcohol dragsters, the goal to start with, right?
Yes. At Frank Harley's, they're the only school that supplies the top alcohol funny cars to go that fast. I don't know of any other school. Very nice guy, Roy Hill, who I had the pleasure of meeting a couple of weeks ago up in Ohio. His Superstockers only go in the 8s. Because I would have went to Roy Hill. He said he doesn't have anything to go that fast. So when I lay the record down, I want to lay something that's not going to be broken anytime soon. So I called Frank Harley's, and they told me that they got the top alcohol funny cars. And the hand control is sponsored by Drive Master of Fairfield, New Jersey. They're sponsoring my hand control, so that's going to be modified to fit the car. So I'm going to go in and set the record and get my license, and that'll be something that I don't think is going to be broken anytime soon.
All right, well,
I want
is
to
the
be an
record?
inspiration to others, to let them know that people with disabilities can do it too, you know?
Yes.
And I also represent the Wounded Warriors. I'm not sponsored by the Wounded Warriors, but I do represent them, of course.
All right, now what is the record you're shooting for? What ET are you looking for? What mile per hour is your goal?
230.
230.
235 mile an hour in the 5 second rate.
In 5 seconds. So you're looking at a good, strong run, and you got all these sponsors. Any other sponsors that you want to talk about?
Well, I don't have any sponsors under my belt right now, but I am signed with G-Max Marketing, and people who companies I was formerly sponsored by. I was formerly sponsored by Hoosier, VP Racing Fuels, Boiler Performance Mufflers, Flip Fire, Spark Plugs. Was very good sponsors. They were very good to me when I have a Malibu.
Okay.
And I would like them to come back on board, and I'm sure after I set the record, I can renegotiate. They were more than happy to come back on board with me. I would really love that.
You know, Marcus, I'm noticing a tone in your voice that's it's engaging, it's enthusiastic, because you're not saying, maybe when I get around to getting that record, or maybe I won't have it. You already have that thing in your pocket, don't you?
Oh, yes, this is true. This is true. This is going to get done.
You're a quite positive guy.
Yes, thank you very much.
And that was good.
I want to be. I'm not really doing it for myself. You know what I mean? I want to be an inspiration to others. You know, to let them know that whatever they do, they can do it if you put your mind to it. It doesn't have to be. You know, if you want to start a business, whatever you want to do, you know, get up off your butt and do it. Just to believe in yourself. You know, this is nothing that I just started yesterday. I just woke up and said, "Hey, I want to be the fastest paraplegic in the world in a quarter mile." You know, back in 2010, they thought I was crazy. But I kept plugging at it. I kept promoting myself and, you know, knocking on the right doors and, you know, getting the doors shut in my face. And God just opened that door, and it was just time. And I guess it's just my time now.
All right. Well, we're looking at a video right now of you speaking. Do you do speaking engagements about your goals and your situation?
Yes, I do. And I have a lot of awards for. I mentor kids. I was voted Volunteer of the Year here in Bergen County during the blizzard of '96 and 2003. And I seem to encourage a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. So whenever I can help, if anybody calls me and wants me to speak anywhere and to engage on a topic or talk about racing, if I can be, you know, to take their life to another level, I'm more than open to do that.
How would they contact you, Marcus?
They can contact me by calling 201-923-9004 anytime. I'm available.
Hey, Marcus, what do you do if, you know, a guy who's as active and as dynamic and just into life as you, what do you do when you get frustrated? You know, like, for instance, you're talking about you want to wrench on your own car, but if you can't reach things and whatever, is that a big deal for you, or do you just kind of bypass that whole thing and just, you know, move on?
Well, you know, I figure out a way to do it. You know, I change my own oil, I do my own brakes. You know, I drive a Suburban every day. You know, I figured out a way. I have a stand-up chair that I stand into, I stand up in, and I figured out a way. If I can't reach into it to change my spark plugs, what do? I take the air out of the front tires if nobody's around. I reach right in there, do what I got to do. When there's a will, there's a way. I don't get frustrated. I figure it out, and if I can't do it, I'll be patient and wait, you know, till I get help. But usually I can figure out most things to do on my own. Getting frustrated is really not part of my program because I feel God is in control of all things.
Well,
so I really don't get angry too much or get frustrated. That's just not in my genetic makeup too much. Not anymore, anyway.
Man, a lot of people could take a cue from that. A lot of people watching the show right now. Hey, could you tell us a little bit, Marcus, about Unity Wear? We're seeing that logo a lot here. What's the association there?
Yeah, Unity Wear is a clothing line that I have that brings awareness to domestic violence and human trafficking of women and children. I have a nonprofit called Unity Cares Foundation, and what I do is I sell my apparel, and I own the copyright, I own the trademark of Unity Wear, and I sell apparel, and a good chunk of each thing that I sell goes to help organizations that rehabilitate women and children who are physically or mentally or sexually abused in human trafficking or domestic violence.
You've got a lot on your plate. I mean, you're drag racing. You're representing the wounded warrior, the warriors. You're going at. You're helping abused families. What do you do in your spare time?
What's spare time? Sleep?
Yeah, really.
Maybe 4 hours a day.
Oh, that's great.
I love it. I'm in church on Sundays, you know, when I can.
Yeah.
I'm in church and I'm playing bass, and I'm a musician. I play bass in church whenever I'm available.
Okay.
This is my life. This is what I do.
All right,
I love every minute of it.
All right, Marcus, that is great. We'll see. We got your phone number. We're gonna get it online, and people can tune into this and hear your talk again.
Very inspiring.
And you're amazing. I appreciate you calling in. We're going to be watching to see you, and I'll tell you what, when you get into that funny car, give me a call back, okay?
I'll let you know. I'm the only Marcus Colbert in the world. Anybody can Google me and see my life story. And thanks again for having me.
All right, Marcus. Take care. Thank you for calling into Speed Scene Live.
You got it. Have a good night, guys.
You too. Take care.
Again.
Wow, what an inspirational story that is.
Wow.
That's like, if you ever had an excuse not to be able to do something before, that's gone.
I'll tell you,
You have no excuse now. I mean...
Yeah, just the basic exercise thing. You're sitting on the couch going, oh, I don't feel like it today. Why?
Right. Yeah, you're right. What have you got to worry about?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Marcus, more power to you. You know, he's gunning for that Guinness Book of World Records.
He's going to get it. He knows he's going to. He's already decided he's going to.
Yeah, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
There you go. And by the way, if you want more contact info, just run back the playback of your Speed Scene Live episode that you're watching right now a little bit. You'll find it there. Hey, you know what, guys? We got a full board on the phones.
We do.
Bryant Layton and the Gibson Performance Exhaust Off-Road Report coming up next. Shall we take a quick break and we'll be back?
I think so.
Here we go.
This is Ray Iddings, the producer of Wanted Dog, exclusively on MAV TV. You're watching Speed Scene Live.
M&H Tires, makers of racing tires that give you the best bite for the buck. You've paid a lot for that horsepower. Make sure you use it all. M&H Tires has the best compounds available for maximum traction. Go to mandhtires.com. That's mandhtires.com. Buy direct and save at the website and mention the Speed Scene for a 5% discount. That's right, mandhtires.com. Call them at 661-324-4773. M&H Tires has tech guys ready to answer your questions or to recommend the best tire for you. Slicks or DOT. M&H Tires has it all. M&H were the first to create racing tires for muscle cars and also the first to create racing tires for sport compact cars. Legendary M&H Tires. Shop online, mention the Speed Scene, and save 5%. Get the best racing tires, great personal service, and save 5%. Go to mandhtires.com or call them at 661-324-4773. mandhtires.com.
Everyone in the armed forces that has served to defend our great country and our freedom, all of us here in the United States of America would like to offer our sincere appreciation for all that you do and all that you've done. To every family that has made a sacrifice for us, we thank you.
Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, and TheFote.com.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live. I'm Hot Rod Bob Beck here with Alex the Car Girl Rogio.
Hey there again.
Yeah, Alex, the roundy round car girl.
The roundy round girl now, yes.
It's so amazing.
And Bruce Barker, as always, working the boards for us.
Well, and for me too. So I have a vested interest in this.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, it after all is the fastest show on the web. Hey, you know what? We've got Randy Walls waiting on the line. We had one of these time crunches, Bob. As you know, there's way too much good stuff tonight. Not enough time to do it all. But we got a special guest with Bryant Layton and the Gibson Performance Exhaust Off-Road Report waiting online tonight.
That's true.
And we're going to get to that in just half a second because he's going to be talking with a guy. You won't believe the story. You won't believe the videos.
Yeah.
But we wanted to get Randy on. One of the reasons just to say, hey, Randy, here we go, on the air. Sorry for just crunching your time, man, because we're going to get you on the show in a couple of weeks. For real.
For real.
But what we're
For real?
Yeah.
For real, man. Honest, Randy, we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
You are the hottest driver in all the funny cars.
Is that because of the fire? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing a picture of that fire right now, and Randy, we're going to talk about that too. Hey, Randy, you were just talking about a car that was shipped off. We were talking about it earlier on the show. A car that you know where it ended up in Australia.
Yeah. No, it's not Australia. It's New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah, the Nitro Ape.
Oh, okay. That's the car we showed on the screen a little while ago.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, some good buddies of mine over there, Craig and Andy, husband and wife Mullen, in New Zealand own it, and
he's been driving it, and I don't know if he's tired of it or what, but Andy's going to be driving it next year, and he's updating. He's going to go into a nitro funny car with small percentages.
Oh, okay.
So I've been helping him with it. Going to help him with the tune and stuff like that, and try to help him get a car together.
Burn up all the few in New Zealand.
Yeah, there we go. All right, we apologize for cutting you short, but we'll definitely get with you. We'll have a whole discussion with you about your racing days, back to the early days when you were running a first-generation Nova that I've got pictures of, as well as the hot car you had that made the cover of Hot Rod magazine.
Yep.
Man, so we'll be talking about that. Randy, again, thank you for your forbearance, as they say. You're a good man for not taking this upside down. But now that we've teased everybody watching the show with those amazing flaming car photos.
In 2 weeks, Randy Walls will be here on Speed Scene Live. He'll be part of Gas.
Yeah, there you go. So, Randy, again, man, hey, good talking to you. And a couple of weeks from now, we'll talk to you for real, okay?
Okay, but I want to throw something in. Make sure everybody goes to see the Snake and the Mongoose movie. It is cool. It is really
it is great.
I'm in it a bunch, but you won't see me, so.
Oh, man!
I did film in it, but I just helped them out. But it's a great movie about a couple great guys and a heck of a story.
It is, and you and I got to see it, 2 weeks ago?
Now you're testing my memory.
Yeah,
it was 2 weeks ago last night.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was a great movie.
Yeah, it was really cool.
All right. Thanks, Randy.
I'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
What an understanding guy. Hey, standing by on line 3, we got to bring him on quick. Bryant Layton with the Off-Road Report, sponsored tonight by Gibson Performance Exhaust. Brian, it's been a long time. Is it Bob's moving his lips because I should have had the camera on me? It has been forever, man. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, you know what? Things have been a little busy. I actually want to say something. I'm kind of a little bit pissed off. Why is it that every time Alex is on, nobody tells me she's going to be in studio?
On purpose. I mean, no, we're not doing it on purpose. No.
What are you trying to say here?
You're hot and you race. I mean,
yeah, I know. Does it get any better, Brian?
Well, do you like guns?
Let's not go there.
Moving right along here.
Now we got awkward. Okay, anyway. Hey, guys,
I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah.
We had a great race weekend last weekend, and I want to bring on my first guest, or my only guest tonight. Somebody that really motivates people, and, we were watching earlier the video, and it was amazing, but somebody that's seriously been a motivation to me, especially after meeting him and getting the chance to go out and run a race car with him as my passenger. Please bring up our guest, Aaron Wheels Nottingham.
Hey, Aaron, you're live on Speed Scene Live, buddy.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
You're doing good.
Good.
Doing great.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm glad I survived the weekend.
Well, hanging around Bryant, that's an amazing feat right there.
That's right.
Wheels, for the people that don't know exactly your story, tell us a little bit about why, what's going on. Why are you in a wheelchair? What's exactly going on? On a wheelchair. Sorry.
No worries. I got spina bifida. Does something with your spine. I never really researched what it is completely, but I use a wheelchair most of the time, and I think it's awesome, actually.
Well, you get some built-in wheels that other people have to buy and accessorize. You got them already there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's so many more advantages to having the chair than not. That's just the way I feel about it,
Wow.
That's a way to look at it.
That's a great way to look at it.
Now, tell us a little bit how you got into the whole nitro circus scene. You were a huge part of the Australian, the European, Asian tour. You're getting ready to go on the American tour. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved with that and what exactly you do on the show.
Man, it's been a crazy ride for sure, but they contacted me over the internet a while back, and they said they heard that I was wanting to do a big ramp and that they had one, and so I was like, yeah, I'm down. And then, then I got there to practice and was like, oh boy, what did I sign myself up for? But it's been great. It's been so much fun, and just being able to, kind of just show people that even though I'm on a chair, I can keep up with all these crazy guys,
You mean like Brian?
And you get to see the world. Tell us a little bit about how the fans are at the shows.
Oh man, it's definitely a cool energy when you go and do shows, and like people are jumping into the stadium, running around, and security guards are tackling them and stuff. But it's just cool to the strong energy you get when you do shows and stuff, and just pumping up the people is always fun.
Now, you're getting ready right now. You guys, when we were talking this weekend, was it in January, I believe you start a whole North America tour? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're doing our first North American tour, and I'm really pumped because we've got a hometown show there for me in the U.S. We're doing Las Vegas, so I'm just like, so excited. And it's our first time doing our show in a lot of these places, like pretty much all of them. So, I mean, that's going to be awesome just to see, how the U.S. likes the shows and, see how they get pumped on it.
Hey, Wheels, man, we just saw you do this jump as part of Nitro Circus. This is unbelievable, man. How do you stop? How do you stop at the other end of this crazy jump thing that you do?
Oh, there's a wall.
Oh, man.
But,
how many?
Yeah, there's an airbag you just slam into at warp speed. Feels pretty cool.
It does, huh? Okay.
Wow. Do you know how many feet you were in the air?
I mean, from the ground to the top of the landing is about 20 feet, and then I think you're about another 15 or so above the landing when you're coming in, so you're pretty high off the ground.
Yeah, 50 so. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, when Brian was going to have you on the show, I figured, okay, you're an off-road driver, you drive a Jeep. And when you're making a jump, you're doing it in the Jeep. And to watch this, it's like, oh, yeah, okay.
Well, with my co-driver Bill Davis, he's been in a really bad car accident. He's back home and he's getting well. And Bill, we wish you the best. And Wheels is being from Las Vegas also. Knows Bill, and we were sitting there one night, and I was trying to think, who can I get to ride in the Jeep with me for the next race? And then I go, you know what? I'm going to call Wheels up real fast and see what he's doing. If he's even in the country, I didn't even know. And Wheels, I got his voicemail. He called me back like 5 minutes later, and we called Bill, and it was absolutely the best thing. Bill's in the hospital at the time from his car accident. And he's sitting there going, okay, you want Wheels to sit in for me? That became the joke. No, not a stand-in. Wheels going to sit in for us. And,
have you thought of getting a roll bar for that chair?
So we turned around, and, Wheels, with this being your first ever desert race, I know you went at Nick Snelly's truck. You got to go for a fun race down at the Orange County Fairgrounds, in a little short course thing. What were you thinking? It was, unfortunately we broke down, but how was it, to be somebody that's in a wheelchair, being out in the middle of the desert, how was it for you?
I was really pumped to go and do it with you. I was having a little separation anxiety from my wheelchair because we left my wheelchair at the pit, and I get to go racing into the desert, far away from any personal transportation if something goes wrong. But I was pumped, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I can't thank you and Bill and Binge Racing enough. But it was really fun.
What made you start wanting to do tricks at the wheelchair?
My brother was a BMXer, and he kind of got me into it. Kind of his older brother's cool, so I want to be just like him. And so I just started going on my chair, and then, after a couple crashes and stuff, I was pretty much like, wow, this is fun.
After a couple of crashes, this is fun, huh? Okay.
Brian, somehow Wheels reminds me of you, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, it was really funny. On Friday night, we sat there and we were kind of talking. I said, I'll make you a deal. You ride with me in the race tomorrow, and I'll do the mega ramp, which we watched the video of earlier, on one of the big wheels. The Nitro Circus ride.
Jeez.
And so we're working on that. We're going to see if that's going to. I'm down. We just got to make sure it can happen now.
Yeah.
But the best part of the whole weekend, though, in my opinion, was we blew up a motor.
What?
Literally, we grenaded a motor. instantly flew out the side of the block.
Brian, I understand that Jeep actually stands for just empty every pocket. Is that true?
Pretty much. So if we were, here we are at 70 miles an hour, and Wheels is high-fiving me, and we're hauling butt and everything like that, and also we blow the motor up, and I'm trying to find somewhere to get over to, which I really didn't think where I parked at the time. I thought it was a good idea. It wasn't. And then I'm sitting there, and I tell him, just unstrap it, and hold on a second, let me see if we're on fire. And I jump out to look. Next thing I know, he's standing, he's sitting there next to me. I'm like, I knew it. He was faking it. He was out of the car already. He was not waiting around to see if we were on fire.
Well, dude, I saw a little bit of smoke entering the cab, so I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and burn to death.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah.
So I was out of there.
Wow. Yeah. Wheels, where can everybody find you? What websites can they find the Nitro Circus North American Tour? Tell us a little bit about how they can actually come and see you perform live.
Yeah, if they go to AaronFotheringham.com, or we've got links and stuff on there. If you go to NitroCircusLive.com, there's it's got a full schedule of all the shows and stuff and all the different stops here in the North American Tour.
Nice. They're showing the other best part was our main pit had no cell phone reception. We break down the middle of the desert, and both of us are on Facebook and Instagram right away with full coverage.
Jeez, man. Wow, you know what? And I know we're running out of time here. I wanted to ask Wheels though. This the wheelchair you drive, it is no ordinary beast, right? You wouldn't try this with an ordinary machine.
I started out on an ordinary chair, and it lasted about 9 months. And
I can't believe it lasted that long.
Yeah.
But then, ever since, now my friend, his name is Mike Boxner, we kind of worked together to develop a good chair. And now, the chairs hold up better than I do. I'll be injured, and I'm like, and my chair's perfectly fine. That's good.
You got to get a roll bar. Come on, man.
Look at this. Oh, man, Wheels. Brian,
Wheels, we would definitely love to have you on the show again. When it gets closer to, maybe when you're performing in L.A. or, Vegas or something like that in between. If you can come in, love to have you in the studio sometime, and we'll definitely be racing with you again, and love to have you being part of Binge. So you got an open seat whenever you want it with us, man. It was a blast, man. Seriously.
Rock on. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity, and can't wait to do it again, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Brian, you know what? I thought you had topped everything with B.J. Baldwin a few months ago with that stunning video that you had. And you know what?
Funny you bring him up, though.
Oh, no.
Wheels is already laughing. We're flying through the desert, and Wheels yells at me, B.J. Baldwin who?
Oh, so wrong. Oh, man. Well, you know what, Wheels? You are a stunning performer, and we can't wait to see you live, man. Thanks so much for being part of Speed Scene Live.
No, thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Nice.
Thanks.
Hey, Brian, thanks a lot, man. And, hey, we'll catch you next time on the Off-Road Report, sponsored by Gibson Performance Exhaust. Thanks, Brian. Good to talk to you again.
No problem. Hope to get out there, a lot sooner. Again, sorry it's been so long, guys, but I'll be back with another great guest like always.
We'll get even with you. Don't worry.
That's Brian Layton and the Gibson Performance Exhaust Off-Road Report tonight. And man, it's a stunning video.
I know.
All right, hey, you know what? There's so much more show to go.
I know.
In fact, waiting on the line right now is the Burns Triumvirate. It's Roger and Jerry and Chris, and I'm going to see if I can get everybody on the line at the same time. And hey, are you guys still there?
We're still here.
Cool. Nice. Welcome to Speed Scene Live.
All right, Speed Scene Live. We got Burns Racing. We have covered the gamut of racing. We talked about learning how to go around in circles, but you guys do it for real.
Oh yeah, we do late model stock, and it's definitely a fun thing to do. I can tell you that.
Well, I'll tell you what. After looking at your site and looking at the pictures, the car that really intrigues me is that hot rod Chevy. That was it, a 37 or 39 Chevy Coupe?
That's it. We'll call them a Southern Ground Pounders car.
Yeah.
And run that thing one time and drove it from the back and won with it. So.
Yeah, that's what I read. I mean, that is great. Now, Burns Racing, you've been around doing racing for how long?
14 years.
About 14, 15 years now.
Wow. And we've got pictures of the coupe up on screen right now. That reminds me of the old modifieds or jalopies in the early 60s, 70s vintage.
It does, yeah.
So now,
it's more of a modern type race car with an older style body, you know.
Yep. Which
all
is
about
good.
looking cool and going fast, but
A lot of safety better.
yeah, a lot more safer and a lot lighter, and everything's just positioned better.
All right, now Chris and Jerry, you're the youngsters of the group that race. How long have you guys been racing?
I've been racing for 16 years. I started racing when I was 8, and I said Chris come in shortly after me. So that's what we got, and we started going big time there when he came in. So,
When did you start racing?
1997. 1997 is when, yeah.
Yeah, what were you driving? What were you driving back then?
We started with go-karts, and of course the WKA stuff around North Carolina and South Carolina, and like I said, my brother came in a few short years after me, and then we just progressed from there.
Start, you can't stop. That's what I found out very fast.
Yeah, Alex just got her.
To quit.
Yeah, no. Alex just got her chance to drive at Irwindale Speedway in their class, learning how to go around, make left turns. Normally, she just goes straight down the track.
Right.
So this added some excitement to it.
Right on. I'd love to go to California sometime. Which one do you like better?
We'd love to see you out here and do that.
Which
Alex?
one do I like better?
Yeah.
Well, I've had much more experience drag racing. I'd love to get more experience on a circle track. It was a blast. I love them both.
Getting her Dodge Magnum to turn left might be a little difficult. But,
yeah, especially now.
All right, now you guys are running late models. You're running that coupe. What are your plans? What are you planning in the future? Where are you headed?
Well, we hope to do some more late model stock stuff this year, and then maybe some series or something like that here in North Carolina.
Okay, now we're showing a photo on screen right now. This looks like, what was it, a mini stock? Or something?
Yeah, we ran mini stock a few years ago.
Yeah, it's showing you shortening it up against the wall.
Yeah, it's a little shorter now, I think, after this
Little red 19 car?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, my brother Chris, he tends to shorten them up every now and then.
Jeez.
Now we're also showing some of your great street cars too. We got a '55 Chevy with some Ghost Flames on there right now.
Yeah, we do some classic. Jerry works pretty much full time doing classic car restorations.
Are you? Okay.
And, they end up going all over the country.
All right, now we're showing a shot of a bunch of cars wadded up.
Cow.
Tell me about it.
That was probably at Myrtle Beach Speedway, South Carolina. That's the big one down there.
Yeah.
We don't have a big race in November down in that area, and it's a really good time. And most people at the end of the year, last big hoorah, and we normally end up tearing a bunch of stuff up.
Jeez. It's the end of the year. Might as well. You got to have new equipment for the start of the next season, right?
I think there was 21 cars involved in that race.
Wow,
that is unbelievable.
Cool.
Right.
We had 2 of them in there.
You had 2. Well, you might as well work on both instead of just one. Come on. Right,
sometimes you got to do it.
So, Roger, you're the team manager, I guess, and father.
Yeah, I'm the old man.
So you're making sure these kids stay in shape and race.
And make sure they stay active.
That's good. Now you brought them in when they were young, started them with carts, kept them out of trouble, except on the track. And you suggest this for anybody else?
Absolutely. The best thing I ever did was start go-kart racing with them when they were little boys. Kept our whole family together. We had a wonderful time, and we still are. And it takes more people now with these late models, so they don't.
Yeah.
More people, more room.
All right. So the carts are where you started. What did you start running? You run the 4-strokes? Did you run the 100s, the Yamahas? What did you run?
We run 4-strokes, a little 5-horse.
Yeah.
And they were restrictor plates because they were only 8 and 9 years old at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was that was very expensive too, but it was really worth every penny I ever spent.
I can imagine. So, what kind of chassis did you use back then?
Well, back then we were using the Phantom chassis out of China Grove, North Carolina.
Okay, so something that anyone can get into, they can get their kids into racing at a young age. You don't have to wait till they're old enough to drive a full-size car.
Right.
Kart's a great way to start.
Absolutely. Now we got the cars, so there's a lot of things for youngsters. Pure Stocks, the U-Car divisions are doing great. They're using little front-wheel drive street cars and having a good time with them.
Now, who are some of your sponsors besides your race shop?
Right now, we've had Quiznos Subs out of Cape Carteret, North Carolina, for the last few years, and Onslow County Motor Company.
Okay.
And that's all I can think of right now that actually paid us.
And do you have a website that people could check out to see more about you and your cars?
All we've been using is the Facebook page. I'm happy to see them on Burns Racing Facebook page.
Yeah, we got that up right now, showing some of the pictures of the cars. So that's where they can contact you, find out more information, and if they're in your neck of the woods, they can follow you at some of the races.
Absolutely, and I advise everybody to go to hopeforthewarriors.com and donate to the cause for the Hope for the Warriors.
There you go. Hope for the Warriors, what do?
They are for all the injured military people and their families. They're a nonprofit organization that raises money to help them guys that have been hurt and have problems. So and we're pushing really hard to help them versus getting sponsors.
All right. Any shout-outs you want to do to any of your friends or co-racers that aren't here?
I think everybody has a race car and say, hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Man,
everybody's got a race car.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, we do appreciate you guys calling in. Let us know what your progress is for the season. How are you guys doing on the points?
Thank you.
How are you guys doing on the points this year?
We're first, second, and third at Coastal Plains.
First, second, and third. That's cool. That's a lot of work. That's tough to do. All right. Well, great. Keep in touch, and we'll talk to you next season.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Burns Racing.
Yeah, some fine-looking cars there.
Oh, man, I love that coupe. That it's an old body on a new style chassis, but I'll tell you what, that makes it exciting and fun to watch.
Yeah, you get the best of both worlds that way.
Well, and good for you, Bob, for being able to name it. I mean, things are so chopped and channeled and cut up and extended and all that kind of thing. I'm going, I think I've seen something like that before. At least, maybe the door handle. Oops, no door handle.
Yeah. But that's cool racing. And Circle Track Racing, like you found out this week, or 2 weeks ago when you were driving, Alex, it's a whole different set of skills.
Oh, totally different.
It keeps you more. I mean, you're used to drag racing. You're running 10, 11-second times.
Right. You gotta set your focus for maybe a minute, including the whole burnout and staging procedure. While Circle Track is just keep your focus intensely for several minutes at a time, maybe even hours if you're doing
longer
races.
Yeah, you figure you're looking at 19-second laps. 20-second lap times.
Right.
So, and then you're doing a 50-lap race when you're racing. In some cases, 25-lap. It just depends on the division. It depends on where you're racing and what the race is that night.
Yeah, and then of course some of the road racers that are doing, Le Mans and stuff like that are there for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah. All right, we're getting close to that end of the show.
I know. Hey, you know what? I want to mention this because Lucky was at Pigeon Forge last weekend. I forgot to talk about it last week during the show. But you can shake hands with Lucky, maybe check out some of the great Curry stuff, some of the excellent Hedman Hustler headers material at New England Dragway for the NHRA New England Hot Rod Reunion. That's at Epping, New Hampshire, and it's coming up this weekend.
That's right.
Lucky's going to be at that. Hey, Alex, the car girl Rosio, what are you doing this weekend?
This weekend,
Didn't know if you guys would take the car onto the track.
Taking a weekend off.
Oh, that's right. It's still in the shop for a little bit of maintenance.
The car is just we're freshening up we're freshening up a lot of things. The transmission is being built up by our excellent friends at Westminster Performance Transmission. Mike and Joe Pirano, they are a father and son team, and they do excellent work. We trust them completely with our transmission.
Nice.
We're just getting everything set and ready to go for the Division 7 ET Finals coming up in Las Vegas on September 20th.
Man, it's coming up that quick.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, Bob, how about you this weekend?
I'm going to the pageant of the Thunderbirds in Buena Park, California. It's going to be an all Thunderbird car show. Last year, there were well over 150. And it's all from the two-seaters to the square birds to the round birds. Every Thunderbird will be represented at this show.
Oh, some beautiful cars, man. Do they even bring out the very last of the run, like the two-seater from 95, 2005?
Yeah, there's a few of those that show up, too. I mean, a lot of guys that had the early two-seaters wanted a new one, and they wanted air conditioning, power steering, power brakes. They wanted to be able to turn and stop, basic stuff.
Yeah,
so you get into that. I mean, I've even thought about getting rid of one of my cars and getting one of those new birds.
Hey, look, I understand. You know what I would want to do, Alex? If I got one of those two-seaters, one of the modern ones that, unfortunately, they only made for a couple of years. I don't think
about
they
4
sold
years.
them. Yeah, okay. And I would want to modify it to make it a little more like the old one in terms of its shape.
Well, Chip Foose did that a few years back when they first came out.
Yeah.
He made one up. He dropped it down. He put on Hillebrand-style wheels. He put a cut windshield on it. He made it look super.
Well, see, and I would want the hooded headlights, too. Because, they slow back like a modern car. It's like, no, you got to have those hoods.
Yeah, and the fins.
Yeah, and the fins. That's right. Wow, I can't believe it. We are out of time here. Look at this. We got the encore presentation of the show coming up next. You may wonder why I'm, leaning over here. It's on camera. How unglamorous is that? It's live television. Bob, good to see you again.
Nice seeing
you. I know that we'll do another show quite soon, of course.
Yes, we will.
Same with you, Alex.
Yes, and everyone, please go check out LA Racing Experience. Yes. It's a blast. I highly recommend it.
Man, I got to do that. I have got to get myself in one of those cars.
Speed Scene Night at LA Racing. Here we come.
I know.
We're taking over.
Yeah,
Irwindale
how many cars you
Speedway.
guys got? Yeah. Yeah. All right, the encore presentation comes up next. By the way, thanks again to Gibson Performance Exhaust, sponsor of tonight's Off-Road Report. Go and meet Lucky this weekend in Epping at the NHRA New England Hot Rod Reunion. Is that the third now of the three? That is the last of
No, that's the second. The third one will be next month in Bakersfield at Formosa Raceway, the original California Hot Rod Reunion. It'll be the 22nd.
Nice. All right, mark your calendar. If anybody has a calendar anymore, I'll just put it on the phone.
All right, there you go.
All right, coming up next is the encore presentation of tonight's show. Thanks again for joining us for Speed Scene Live. We'll see you 1 week from now, right here at SpeedSceneLive.com.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and TheFote.com.